Oh dear. Hey everybody, we're here, Enzo and I. And well, there you go. I don't know if anybody else is here. I could have a look. Let's have a look. There's two watching, Enzo, two.
I imagine I'm one of those logged in, and then you're logged in.
And I'm the other
So,
one. So it's just us for the minute until other people pop in. There we go.
oh goodness,
Yeah, that was just me. I just muted it. Lucky all those technical issues were sorted out before anybody joins us.
that's right.
Mm.
Progress, not perfection, around here.
That's correct. That's correct. But yeah, I just thought because I couldn't go live on Friday, obviously, because I was in Canberra with my son, and it was and it was Saturday. We went to the museum in Canberra and saw the Egyptian exhibit that they've got on there at the moment. So there were mummies, and I had a thought about the mummies, Enzo. I kind of thought how weird it is that for the time that it was okay to go into somebody's place of burial and literally, oh, hey, Brandon. Hi, Brandon. Fantastic publishing. I know you're awake. Sorry. Yeah, I was just saying I went to an Egyptian at the museum in Canberra, which is in New South Wales. Canberra is our Washington, DC.
Right.
So, yeah, there was an Egyptian exhibit, and they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it was, 5 mummies on display. But I did kind of think about it, and I was just about
No
to tell
daddies?
No, no daddies. But I kind of thought how interesting it is that if somebody went into our graveyards and dug up a dead person just to check out what it was they had in their coffin, there's a name for that. There's a name for that, and it's illegal. Yet, yet, it was okay for them to go into the pyramids or wherever else, because I think it was mainly the pyramids, wasn't it? They might have had different places
Actually,
that they buried them, but
the main pyramids there in Cairo never had any bodies or anything in it. They have separate areas a little further down the river that all the official burial vaults were at.
Yeah, well, but it's kind of weird to me that you can go in, or they would go into those, take out the bodies, rob the grave, take out the bodies, and now these bodies are sent all around the world on display. Like, it's kind of, it had me in two minds. Like, I just started to feel really weird about looking at these poor dead bodies wrapped up, because they should still be resting where they were put. It's weird.
Well, I think the argument, of course, that the museums use is if we didn't have these at least under our protection, someone else would go in there and just, pull them apart and be selling pieces on eBay and hawking all the jewelry and anything made of metal, basically, to private collections. Because that's what I really want to see. Forget regular museums. There's like uber rich people out there that have very specific private collections of certain things. It's like, that's like the really good stuff.
I know, but anyway, it was certainly a lot of the objects that were there were stunningly beautiful, like the workmanship and everything. But yeah, it just made me pause for a moment and thought,
yeah,
really.
You start thinking about the those there where they're ceremoniously buried and the body is presented in a certain way. It has its own majesty and stuff like that. But I know, like there in London, whatever that main museum is, where they have like bodies that were excavated from the ruins from Pompeii and stuff like that, where just people died horrifically and are just curled up in the fetal position. It's like,
it's kind of weird. It's kind
of
weird.
Grim.
Yeah, a little grim. Well, what a lovely subject to start the day off on. Let me see. So Brandon is here.
Yes.
Brandon Torres. Brandon's another one of the lovely people that are on my friend Lewis's channel. So Brandon and his beautiful girlfriend Bernadette. At least I hope you're still girlfriend boyfriend. I never. I'm sure they are. They co-host Nerd Report Daily for Lewis. Who else is here? Fantastic Publishing. Yes, you are awake and on time, which is, I hope this is, Maisie, you can tell me, is this time good for you there in Scotland? I hope so. And Julie's here. Hope your little, I hope the doggy is doing okay. I hope no decisions have been made as yet. Julie's lovely, beautiful old dog is not well. And it's time to make a decision. And then you go to the vet and they charge like wounded bulls and say, yes, that's going to cost $1 million. Thank you. But anyway, no worries, Brandon. And I don't mind shouting you out because when I watch you guys, it makes me happy, which is important. It's important to be happy, isn't it, Enzo?
Very important.
Yeah, trying to be. And of course, Maisie Rose and Blue Sky Lisa. Hello. Blue Sky Lisa was over watching Beardo and a few others play a game on. I can't play games by myself, let alone playing a game. But they were playing. I think it was Phasmophobia or whatever you call it. You know, the ghosty chasing game.
Ghost Hunter game.
Yeah, and Brandon says they're definitely still together, so that's good. You do make a lovely couple, that's for sure.
Maisie Rose was hanging out with us a little on Friday night over at the Paranormal Chop Shop. Saw her in the chat.
She cheated on me?
Well, you weren't around.
Oh, no. Well, these things will happen. I was hoping everyone would head on over there to you and Sunny because, same family, just different members. But, yeah. Oh, dear. Oh, thank you, Blue Skies, Lisa. I think for that, because you were doing a moderator job, I'm going to make you one. There you go. Just to be sure. I should make Brandon one too, just because that'll give him pressure to come on more often. I'm nasty, aren't I? There you go, Brandon. Oh, dear. Hello, Daniel. Bay Area Ghost is here. I hope you're feeling a lot better. Daniel's not been too well of late, and it sucks. These little bodysuits of ours, they can be naughty sometimes, can't they? But
especially this time of year. Well, for us in the northern hemisphere where it's cold and miserable. I have this sunny locale behind me because it is nothing like this outside my windows right now. It's quite cold and gloomy and miserable.
You're welcome, Brandon. I'll give you the wrench. Like I say, yes, it encourages you to visit more often. Probably not. I've got a couple of wrenches, Brandon, and I totally forget that I'm a moderator. But I should pay more attention because then when people give anybody a hard time or something, you can block them. And what's Maisie say? Yes, back in the days when mummies were being discovered, the rich would host unwrapping parties where they would unwrap the mum. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, imagine that.
Imagine the smell.
Actually, I wonder. I don't think they would have smelled after so long. I don't know, and because they were all
probably not.
Because their innards were all their organs were taken out and put into those little jars or boxes.
Canopic jars, yeah.
Yeah, and the insides were filled with herbs and lavender and all these beautiful smelling things. So who knows? Either way, it's so English, of course, it would have been rich English people, rich Americans, but
Into Juliar, it's awful in Kansas, isn't it? Around -20. For me right now, it is -17 degrees Celsius outside with a wind chill of -25 Celsius. So.
Oh, it's super cold, Julie. Super cold. But yeah, it's warm here. I haven't been outside, but yesterday was pretty hot. I don't know, maybe around 30 Celsius, which isn't hugely hot, but it was still warm. Uh, I'm just I've got two chats open and I'm trying to share chats and forgetting and clicking on
Yeah,
the YouTube
you
chat.
can't do
You can't.
that.
So I'll go back over here. Yeah, Maisie Rose says, yeah. Like even, Maisie Rose, what was his name? Enzo will probably remember too. The fellow who, there was two of them that dug up Tutankhamun's grave, you know, the curse and everything, and he died. The rich lord, English lord or whatever he was.
Oh boy, I
Um,
don't know.
oh God.
I remember his
Oh,
name.
anyway, the two men who dug up Tutankhamun, yeah, they had bits and bobs. Thankfully, I don't think they had Tutankhamun, but they certainly had stuff in their homes. I don't know. I just think it's a bit, yeah. When you're younger, like when I used to watch all the old movies about, you know, the mummy and all that,
Right.
you used to think that was all scary and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, Carnarvon, something like that, Blue Sky, Lisa. Um, uh, but yeah, it's kind of like I think it's just disrespectful. I think yeah. Let's see. Did everybody hear about the volcanic eruption in Iceland? No. What
Yeah, it's
happened there?
popping off again and inching closer to that town. If you remember a few weeks ago, it had its initial eruption and then it kind of died down. It's brewing back up again. So it's
Oh, so it's heading for a township.
yes, and
Oh,
it's unfortunately that's one of those things about Iceland. I don't know if you've ever been there or not, but it's amazingly beautiful to see at a distance. Unfortunately, those things are everywhere in
oh,
Iceland. Fire
I
and
had
ice.
no idea.
Yeah, they got volcanoes all over the place. But you know, and when they decide to pop off, I mean, actually, you know, well, I won't get off into the Enzoisms about Iceland itself, but the whole place is a volcano.
Ugh.
Howard
Yeah,
Carter, that's the name.
Howard Carter. Okay. Yeah, and there was one other too, but there was two of them, but yeah, they both paid for their sins. Mind you, I was thinking about it and I thought, no, I've got permission. When I was at my son's grave yesterday, I took two little stones from his grave and I said out loud, I'm taking these, mate, just two little pebbles. And I said, I'm going to put them under your little fish pond at home. I don't think I'll get in trouble from the spirits for that. There was plenty of
I don't think so.
pebbles. It was just
Yeah,
pebbles. So
they're
when I get
disrespectful.
home, when I get home, I've got a pond that used to be his, and it's got fish and everything in it, but it was his pond, and so I'll just put the two little pebbles near his pond. Just I don't know, because his grave is so far away from me, and it's yeah, I don't know. But I didn't feel like he was there. Does that make sense? I felt like
Uh,
I
yeah,
felt like he was here. He was with me anyway, as if it was like he was looking at it with me and then left with me. That's how I
that's a
felt.
lovely sentiment. I love it.
Yeah, I just kind of felt like he'd come with me to visit where his body was, and but he was still with me in the seat. So that's how I'll go with that. But I still took two pebbles. But you shouldn't take anything from a grave unless I guess it's someone you know, as in family. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think about what I just said. Oh, I suppose, like, I don't know. I could have dug up some grass and planted some grass, but that would have been going a little bit too insane. Oh, thank you. Yeah, all right. It makes total sense to Blue Sky Lisa. Yeah. Oh, hello. Hi, Sandy. Am I still talking loud enough? My daughter's asleep in the because I'm in a hotel room. That's why it's so dark, too, people. I'm not trying to hide. I'm in a hotel room and my daughter's asleep. I did warn her that I'd be doing this. So I think I'm trying to keep my voice down, but I don't know if I'm being successful. Mm. Oh, hello, Dawn. How's Joe going with his research? My friend Joe is researching the Munro House. I did find some more stuff, Dawn. I'll send it through. Um, yeah, I did a bit of research on the Munro House, which is supposed to, everyone says there's a demon and scary stuff and all these horrible things have happened there. But I did do some research on it ages ago and I cannot find the file because I had names of people that had lived there in the 50s and the 60s. Be buggered if I know where the file's gone. So I'm trying to track it all down and research it again. So we'll see what happens. I'll find it. I'm determined. I'm determined. I'm checking my kitchen, so I'll be listening. Oh, Enzo's found
It's
geez.
Iceland right now.
Holy cow.
It's a live drone shot of thing going off.
Wow, that looks terrible. Iceland's reason is Iceland because I'm not familiar with it. Is it reasonably flat, or is it mountains? Usually with volcanoes.
It's flat around the edges and mountains in the middle. It's not very big. It's got very. It has a little bit of everything. When the Vikings stumbled upon it, that's where a lot of their old folklore for land of ice and fire, because it literally has glaciers on this side and then active volcanoes spewing out this.
It could just be a whole heap of dinosaurs, a whole heap of dragons that spit fire having a party. That's
could
how
be
I
it.
look at that. See, they're all just laughing and drinking.
That's it. They ordered the extra spicy salsa at for dinner, and
they're just
this is going to
farting and
happen.
laughing.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, but I do worry for the people that are there, though. Surely by now the people have taken off. You would think.
Oh, I'm sure by now they've evacuated if they need be, but there's always someone that thinks that it'll be fine. We can ride it out.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'd be worried. I'd think if I if I had to get out of there, I'd have to fill my van up with my birds, my dogs, my lizard. I'd have to get a jar for my little fish. I'd have to rescue the fish out of the pond. Oh, I'd have so much to do before. And now I've got 2 chickens. So I'd have to rescue them as well. I'd have yeah. Oh, they're only baby chickens. They're girls, but they're just baby chickens. They're cute. They're black chickens. They're very cute. Oh. Yeah, and they're so soft. They're so soft. Sandy says Iceland is why the Vikings said hell is cold. Yeah, it could be.
It's actually quite nice in Iceland. It's very nice there. But and that was also the Viking kind of switcheroo where they named Greenland, and it's just this ice desert really, where versus Iceland, which is actually fairly green around the edges there. So that was more of a anti-tourism thing because that's how Vikings were back in the day. Oh, we got construction crews building barricades, it looks like, trying maybe stop some of the lava flow.
Gosh, I don't know if that's going to happen, would it? Yeah, do what my new mod Brandon says to do and hit the like button.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon. And Lana L, you made it over. Lana is a new subscriber. She's found me on Beardo's channel. Thank you, Lana.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, so I hope she likes the madness. And I am trying to speak softly, Lana, only because I'm in a hotel room because I'm on the road and my daughter is asleep over in the bed. But don't worry, I warned her I was going live and I'd be talking. But that's why I've got the headphones on so she can't hear Enzo. Although poor Enzo, it's not that his voice is probably more soothing than mine.
Just trying to be soft.
Trying to be soft.
Speak softly.
Speak softly. I don't think anyone would hear me if I kept doing that. Iceland
And that's
also
true.
got a lot of. Oh, did they? How did they get the
Geo
energy?
geothermal energy, where they literally are taking the heat that's just under the ground from all the volcanic activity and turning that into energy. Where it same idea like a nuclear power plant or anything like that, because it makes hot water, it makes boiling water, which turns to steam, which turns a turbine, which turns the generator and gives you electricity.
Oh, I see. Oh, you don't have to be quiet, Lana, because I can't hear you. I know you're joking. I know you're joking. You're joking.
Ah, look at that.
Um,
That's a river of lava up there.
that's scary. I mean,
Yeah.
it's beautiful to look at a distance, and fascinating and remarkable because it's just the world but on fire. But it's imagine living next to it. Oh my god, that'd be horrific. Um, so, guys, I might as well tell you what I'm up to. I think I mentioned it when I was talking to you last, Enzo. But yeah, my daughter wants to go and visit a couple of her little friends that she's made. So I thought, look, I'll drive her down to Victoria, which is at the bottom. Oh well, Tasmania is at the bottom of Australia, but Victoria is the one on the main island. Um, so I'm driving her down, and I thought, well, on the way, I'll just stop here, there, and everywhere and make a road trip of it. So we're in a place called Wangaratta, where I used to live. We're here at the moment, and we're going to go to Beechworth, which is just up the road, basically 25 minutes or so, 30 minutes tops. And I'm going to investigate the Mayday Hills Asylum or Lunatic Asylum. I don't know how that'll go. I'm going to take my camera and all that sort of thing because in Australia it's a bit weird. It's not like America where you can hire something out just for the night, just by yourself. So it's one of them things where it's another paranormal group that's doing the paranormal thing. But I know people who know people, so I'm still going to see if I can manage something, get in touch with them tomorrow and manage something maybe after that one finishes and stay on a bit longer. We'll see what I can do. Because you know how I feel when I investigate with tons of people. It's not so much fun. It's just an experience. It's just an experience. But we'll see how we go. So I'm going there on the way home. After I do all this, I'm going to stop in at Junee. There's an old farmstead there that I have been to before. I actually went there with my son Stephen. That was the last time I ever went there. So I'm going to go there and see if I can do anything. I don't know if they still offer that sort of thing there. But just that's a plan. And I want so desperately to go back to the old Melbourne jail in Melbourne, but I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to fit it in, but I'm going to try. But in the interim, just driving all around and looking at stuff. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. So exciting, isn't it?
It does sound exciting.
But yeah, so I'm going to try and get see how I go with those little investigations, and if it happens that I fall across something else on the journey, I'll have a look at that too. But there you go. Oh, what's happening, Maisie? I'm back. Odd thing just happened. Old guy I've never seen before just handed me house keys he found because I thought I should get them to someone. When he found them, wasn't near me, so... Huh? Explain more, Maisie. That's a bit weird.
It's
It
odd.
wasn't a, that's an odd thing to do. So some old guy knocks on your door and says, I just found these house keys. And when he found them, he wasn't near you. That's weird. Maybe he's seen you from a distance, Maisie, and fancied you and thought of some old excuse to
That's right.
on the
Here's
yeah.
here's was he like super rich? He's giving you a home. Here's the keys to your new home, kind of a thing.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That is strange, isn't it?
Going
Yeah,
around all the front doors around town. Which one's mine?
I know, I know. That's weird. But there you go. There you go.
It's very strange.
Um, uh, I don't know. Oh yeah, Brandon is still here. I think he's probably still listening. And I asked Enzo to have a look at my what you guys are looking at now, to have a look at my chat box and underneath my video and see if he noticed anything. He didn't notice a thing. I had to point it out to him. I want to see if anyone else can notice anything in my chat or underneath my video. Let's see how clever the
Let's
subscribers are. Because I thought, I was excited, but I didn't want to say too much. But I don't know. We'll see if anybody else can notice what's happening. Rummage through his old junk drawer, grab some old keys, and that's what I reckon could have happened, Lisa.
That's probably it.
Yeah, I know. Was he real? Are the keys real, or have they disappeared? Maybe he was a ghost. Ooh. Actually, that's a bit creepy. Keep an eye out. I'm a bit creeped out by that. That's a very
Strange.
strange thing. Yeah. Oh, that's all right. You're on your phone. It's all good. I don't know where you can see it, but guess what? I'll tell you what. I got monetized. I got monetized, so I can do memberships and everything. So a new toy for me to play with now. We'll see how it goes. But that's all, guys. Hello, Mike B. Hello. I hope you're doing all right. You still have to try to get to Virginia City when I'm there in July, Mike, and I'll buy you a pizza. Yeah, he's a nice boy, Mike. I've said it 1,000 times. He looks after his mum and dad well. He's a good son. Maybe too good, Mike, because you kind of don't look after yourself. Whenever we care for people, we've sometimes got to take time out for us. Otherwise, you go slightly
Easy to
insane.
forget that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is easy enough to forget. We get stressed out by our day-to-day things that we have to do when we're looking after people, and wonder why we get sick or wonder why we're losing the plot because we're not doing stuff for us. I mean, you can't let people you're caring for starve to death or something. You know what I mean? you got to care well, but yeah, just
starve to death. They turn into a mummy. Then they end up in a display with everybody staring at them.
That's right. Ooh. Dear, but there you go. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing, and I just thought I'd come on early today because if I left it till later in the day like I normally do, firstly people in England miss out, and I thought lunchtime on a Sunday isn't too bad for Americans if they've just gotten up or whatever and just pop in to say hello. The only people that it's a bit hard for are us Australians because it's only 5 a.m. Oh, well, it's 5:30 a.m. now, so that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Dawn still could be listening. When is Joe putting out that episode? Hopefully today. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Look at that. My first ever. I love you. Thank you, Daniel. My first
highlight
ever.
that. You can highlight that too, just like you can in the chat.
Can I?
Yes. There you go.
Oh, look. How's that? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, Daniel, and that's so awesome. Thank you for being my first. I love it. Daniel's my first ever.
Super chat.
My first super chat ever. I should frame it.
$9.99.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. He's such a good man, Daniel. He's so supportive. Oh, you don't have to do that, Daniel, by the way. But he's so supportive of everybody he watches, which is really nice. Oh, look, Enzo.
Look at there.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Hey, I should ask, and look what I called the Doof Doof Darlings. It says to name, yeah, it says to name them, and I'm like, oh, Lana, oh, this is so much fun. Except it sort of makes you feel guilty too, but it's fun.
Now you have to really perform. Now you need
Now I
to
really
live
have
up
to.
to your $15 of super chats.
Ah, ah. Yeah, Julie, I put at the minute for the membershipy thing, I've just put that once a month I'll do a live stream for the members only, and kind of let you know how you've been helping me out, that sort of thing. But is something else, do you reckon, that I could do? Enzo suggested I could just dump all of my raw footage and somehow give access to the members to watch through that if they like and see if they can find anything. I don't know, but thank you, Sandy. A super sticker. Oh, it's a little. Oh, look at that. I didn't see. I never pay attention to anybody else's things when they get them, so I didn't know. But look, a little. I guess it looks like a fox kissing a heart. Do you reckon that's what it is, or a
Yes.
puppy?
Yep.
It's a little fox.
It's a little fox, I think.
Oh, I've got another member. I've got 2 members. Oh,
Very
this is
good.
exciting. Thank you. Fantastic. Fantastic. Um, now, Julie, listen and look at me. I love that you just did that, but I also know that you're struggling to do something with your puppy and the vet and all that. So you be a good girl and hold on to your pennies, please. Please. Yeah, and hearts for everybody. Hearts for everybody, as Lewis, my friend on the Nerd Report, would say. Um, he does that whenever anyone does anything. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. It means a lot. But oh, I'm super excited. Look at that. It looks so. I'm
Look at
so
that.
excited.
You're a YouTuber now.
I'm a YouTuber. Oh dear. Oh, thank you. Oh dear. All right, I'm a bit flabbergasted. I feel a little bit emotional, actually. That's kind of weird. That's oh, thank you, everybody. But yeah, I actually got told by the YouTube people I couldn't do memberships, and I couldn't work out why, because I'm very careful when I do my episodes to make sure I don't put anything copyrighted in. And they said, oh no, you've got tons and tons of copyright. And I'm like, what? And I looked through it, and what it wasn't copyright strike. It was a copyright where the music I used in the background, uh, the people that had made it or whatever said that, hey, that's mine, but okay, she can use it. So they didn't do a strike, but said that was okay. And I thought, hang on a second, that because it came from Chip Champ, which is Microsoft, and it's supposed to be free music, that royalty
Right.
free, all that
Royalty
sort of
free.
thing. Canva was another one, and Epidemic Sound, which is absolutely supposed to be not a problem.
I think that's normal that it identifies that, hey, there's music here that belongs to somebody else, but it's okay because they said it's
And that's
why
what they
they,
did.
yeah.
But it actually affected my ability to do the membership thing. So I had to dispute 120 videos and say, hey, and boom, 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 boom. It was removed because I also had licenses. Like I paid for, oh, I've got hair in my eye. I paid for the license for some of the songs I used. And I it says very clearly when you use one of those songs, put it in the description box. But yeah, I've been copyrighted, not striked. Oh yeah, that's okay. She's got permission to use it, but it still affected that. So I had to ask them to take that away, and they did. And there you go. Oh, Dawn. Oh, I haven't made them yet, Dawn. I've got to make them though. You know what a buckeye is, don't you, Enzo? Do you know what a buckeye is?
I know about the nut that is called a Buckeye. I don't know
Yeah,
what they're referring to.
it's a chocolate. It's basically chocolate coated. It's like a Reese's a peanut butter cup, except
Okay,
it looks
so
like
it's
a
like
Buckeye.
peanut butter fudge that's been dipped in chocolate so that it looks like a buck. Because about a Buckeye nut has dark on the outside with a little light on one end. So
Yes,
the
and
actual
that's
nut.
what they look like. And I when Dawn popped them up, and thank you, Dawn. When Dawn popped them up, uh, I said it looks like a-holes, like little. But it wasn't meant to say it looked horrible. It's just that's what they looked like. But then once I saw a picture of a Buckeye, then I knew, what it was. Oh, thanks so much, Dawn. Peanut butter covered ball. So good and yummy. But yes, I want to make them because my daughter absolutely adores eating those Reese's chocolate.
Really?
Yeah,
She
I
likes
had
peanut
some when
butter?
I was, yeah, well, I had, it was actually Jason who introduced me when I was in America to the Reese's peanut butter cup things.
Cup.
And I kind of, when he said, "Oh, try them," I've gone, "Ugh, I don't know, like that sounds yuck." Um, and, but I ate one and I thought, oh, they're dangerous.
They
Because
are.
yeah, I do like peanut butter. I do like peanut butter. Hello, professional or paranormal research. Hello. Yeah, Dawny, if Dawny, look, she's become Australian now.
Thorny.
Dawny. That's what we call dawns in Australia. We'll go, hey, Dawny, you're now Australian. There you go. Yeah, if anyone's interested, Joe's done. I'm very proud of him. He's getting more and more like me every day. He's done a deep dive into the Munro House history, and I'm so glad he did because he is doing what I love, and that is he's gone, oh, that's not true. Oh, that didn't happen. Oh, that person didn't die in the house. Oh, so he's finding out all the truth about the Munro House, which is really good. And apparently today, so that's Entity 7 Paranormal. Apparently today he will be putting out an episode to show you what he's found on the house. So he's a man after my own heart in that regard, isn't he, Dawny? So there you go. Have I missed anybody? Blue skies. What are you saying there? Peanut butter, cherries, and chocolate. Am I? Do you know what, Dawn? Dawny says it's going to be a real eye-opener video. Oh, it will, because it's interesting, isn't it, Dawn? And Joe, if he's watching, but he's probably not. He's probably asleep. Um, but it is actually, he shouldn't be asleep. It's lunchtime. It is interesting that once you do a deep dive into these locations or historical figures, even like stories about historical figures, and you actually get in and find that real evidence, you realize sometimes how warped some of these stories are that have been told about locations or people that are said to haunt the locations. So I'm actually looking forward to getting time to watch it. If I can't watch it while he's doing it, I'll definitely rewatch tonight while I'm sitting in my hotel room. What's Lana say? They just named a room at Munro after Paranormal Nightmare just before Christmas, a doozy of a place.
Hmm.
Oh, are you talking about the Munro House in America, Lana? Just wondering.
It's nice seeing green
Yes,
names now in your chat.
I know. I know. Oh, that's really weird too. Thank you for pointing that out. So members go green.
Yes.
Oh, this is super exciting. Hang on, let me see Julie. Julie's a member now too. So where's Julie?
Sometimes it doesn't take effect right away. Sometimes you even have to jump out and jump back into the room for for that
Oh,
to take
oh,
place. But it's pretty cool though to see that.
Say something.
Congratulations. Very
Oh, there
exciting.
she goes. Julie, yay.
Yay! There you go.
Julie's green too. Oh, dear. I saw Daniel say something there. What was it? That's typical of an historic tour site where they make up stuff about what happened there. It is. It is. And yeah, and that's half of when I go to America for this event in July. That's that's mostly what I'll be talking about there from my perspective. And because I've got other people there that know the history of Virginia City as well, and the people that live there and the true history, then that's what everyone there will be hearing. So, yeah. Yeah, Fantastic Publishing does have an awesome channel. I've talked about her before. And she does the drawing and stuff. And it's just, yeah, her artwork. It's actually her artwork, so no AI involved. But yeah. Oh, look at Brandon being, look at that. Look at Brandon go. Oh, thank you, Brandon. Brandon's being a very good mod. A mod. Ah, I picked the right boy. Picked the right boy
There you
for the
go.
job. Hey, Brandon, talk to Lewis and just ask him if it's okay sometimes for you and Bernadette to come on live with me, just to spruik Lewis. I mean, to talk about Lewis, but just to say hello. I'd love to have you pop in and say hello sometimes. Yeah, because Brandon and Bernadette, as I said before, host Nerd Report daily, sometimes with Lewis if he's around and sometimes not. But it's a fun place to visit. Yeah, because I don't want to. I know Lewis has had his little toes stepped on by people he trusts, and that sucks. So I don't want him to think, you know, nothing underhanded.
Better to ask permission like that first. That's actually classy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Even tell Lewis he should come on and say hello to people, even if it's 5 minutes. He's a busy man, Lewis. He's a busy man.
But a lot of
Yeah.
stuff to talk about the past week too. So
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, there's people are still banging on about those aliens in Miami.
Miami aliens. The
Look, I'll
there's been a
love
lot of
it.
stuff.
You know? Yeah. Oh, what else? What else?
Some video released that what do they call it? The jellyfish UFO, which is some footage from a base in Iraq where this strange looking object. My original thing when I saw it was that maybe it was like a balloon, but it doesn't act like a balloon because like even if it's like a whole bunch of balloons, you see them bobbling around and it rotates as it moves through the air. It kind of looks a lot like the droid from The Empire Strikes Back that was on Hoth.
Oh, the walking thing.
It has like the little tentacle things that kind of hang down, that kind of floats around, but it maintains the same altitude and it doesn't really turn. Like over the whole video, it like slightly turns. So
Ooh.
I don't know what that is. Not an easy explanation. So it's intriguing.
Oh, hey Brandon, is Lewis over that? You better tell him.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's so I'm sure Lewis is all over it. I haven't, because I've been driving, I haven't actually even had time to catch anything. This is the first day I'll actually get to sit still for a little while and not drive anywhere and just catch up with my faves content. Because I do have my favorite people I watch, and I have people that I really like that I can't always get to watch. So I just take a day out every now and then to, poke about. Lana, what did I miss, Lana? What? Okay. So Lana was answering my question. I said, was that the Monroe House in America? And she said it was. Oh, he did, Brandon. Oh, terrific. Brandon says that, see, Enzo's probably more over it. Enzo might have watched. Oh, see, Enzo's even a fan of Lewis now.
Seen it.
I've seen. Oh, well, I'll watch it when I get off today. I'll go in and have a look. Can you put a link to it, Brandon? that'll save me too. I can just pop a link in for that
They can check
episode
it
because
out.
then, yeah, other people here can check it out later too. Yeah, I love Lewis. He makes me laugh. He's a good man. They're all good people. What's Lana say? Apparently, there's a video floating around of it. So weird. New York City is a trip on a good day. Oh, what have I missed now?
It was some kind of UFO in New York City.
Oh,
I've heard people talk about it. I haven't actually seen it though.
we'll have to have a look at that one too.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Ooh, I've got to keep up with this chat.
A busy week, and they also in Washington D.C. Friday, I think it was Friday. The UAP group of Congress got together in the skiff to ask the intelligence community, like, "Hey, what's up with this stuff?" And of course, they gave him the same. We haven't investigated anything like that. We don't know what you're talking about. So there are a lot of people, sitting Congress people that are sitting there basically being told straight to their faces, like, we don't know what you're talking about. And they were not happy. This is not the answers. I mean, I realize you can't prove a negative. If there's something that doesn't exist, you can't say, but they didn't even investigate any of the stuff they asked them to.
Gosh. Brandon has put up the link, guys, in the chat. If you want to click on the link and open it in another window and pause it and watch it when we get off, because that's what I'll be doing. Thank you, Brandon. Cap Cindy, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Blue Sky, Lisa says her son went to, and his best friend went to see Hamilton in New York City. I don't know that I'd ever want to go to New York City, but I would have loved to have seen Hamilton when it first came out. I do like it. I do like it. I have watched it
a couple of times. I was there in the 80s a couple of times. Actually, part of our, yeah, back when it was rough, 80s rough. It got cleaned up, and now it's rough again. But actually, part of our senior class trip for high school is, you did all these like weird odd jobs to make money to pay for it and all that stuff as a class. And it was basically an Eastern Seaboard kind of a thing where you stopped off at Baltimore, got to see some plays and things like that. And then Washington, D.C., and then New York City. And we got to see Cats on Broadway back when that was popular in the 80s, which was very strange, being, some poor podunk kid from Kentucky seeing that. And the really odd one was the school I was at. They had because it was booked like a year in advance almost, some of the stuff. And whatever was going to be the show in Radio City Music Hall, we got kind of like the cheap seats to see whatever that show was, but they didn't know what it would be like a year ahead of time. And here we go as high school seniors from Kentucky, Ashland, Kentucky, to see Liberace's Radio City Music Hall show.
At the actual Liberace?
Yep, back in 1985. And
wow.
To be fair, he was pretty funny. He's a funny guy.
He was a funny guy.
Because he plays. He's a very excellent piano player, of course. And then between playing, he would kind of do little skits, jokes, kind of thing, talking about stuff, and just ridiculous, over the top, lavish outfit changes and stupid stuff like that. It's like, oh boy. It's like, yes, this piano is cost. It's got rhinestones and diamonds on it. And it's like $25 million. He has this big long robe coat thing that's got a train behind it. It's like, this was like $30,000, and this ring alone is $25. But of course, when I'm performing, I get a little hot. So if you look underneath of the piano, there's a little fan to keep me cool. Kmart, $12.95. So just little things like that. Yeah, just kind of schlocky things that were. He was, to be fair, he was kind of funny, and it was strange to see. It's like, what's going on?
And it's funny that back then, as flamboyant as he was, there was still talk about him with girlfriends and all that. And I'm like,
yeah.
even even watching him as a kid, and I used to see him when he'd do guest spots on shows, and he had his own show. I don't know if he had his own show, but I remember seeing a show. Maybe it was just a special. I don't know. But I used to think, and he, so far as playing the piano, I mean, he was concert piano. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
he was so gifted with the piano, but the way he would do it. The other person I used to like watching, and his name's going to escape me now that I've said it, an older fellow, Bird. Oh, he played the piano too, and he was a comedian. He'd do silly things on the piano. Same era. Last name.
Bergman something.
Yeah, he was a Jewish man. It'll come to
I know
me
you're
later.
talking about. I know you're
You
talking.
know, yeah.
He would do the bit where he'd sit down at the piano and he'd start playing, and it would sound like some kind of Chinese music, and he'd stop
Yes,
and he'd
yes.
flip the
Turn it
music
up.
upside down. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, him. Oh, I love him. He was so funny. But yeah, Maisie Rose has got a question for you, Enzo. Enzo, the science guy.
Did I watch the NASA unveil? I didn't watch the actual unveiling ceremony, but I saw plenty of pictures of the quiet supersonic plane, and it's pretty slick. I'll see if I can pull up a picture here real fast. But it's a very unique looking thing here. Let's see, X-59. Yeah, here it is.
Hello, Fairbrick Studio. Welcome in. Good morning from me. Let's see what the time. It's 10 to 6 in the morning. 5:51 a.m. The Yankees are New York, are they? Where are the? And there's the Red Sox and the White Sox.
Those are the Boston Red Sox, the Chicago White Sox, and you also have the New York Mets as a baseball team.
That's the one I've heard.
If you could pull up that image I shared below.
Oh, I can do that.
There it is.
Oh, look. Hang on.
Hey! Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Daniel. Excellent.
What they're trying to achieve with this design is that you don't get that sonic boom when it breaks the sound barriers.
It's a very pointy nose.
And that's what you kind of have to do, is make it super skinny so that it slices through. Because any aircraft, when it reaches that point where basically all the wind and everything, the wind resistance starts building up to the point where it finally punches through, it is almost like a mini explosion. That's breaking that sound barrier where boom. And there's video of the Navy guys hot dogging it out there over the ocean where you can see it. It does look like this weird explosion in slow motion, but yeah, with this, they're doing a lot of testing at higher altitudes and things like that, where you don't get that sonic boom, because sonic, if you've ever heard one, it's very loud.
I have heard.
It's like an explosion.
Yeah. It's bang. I used to live on an Air Force base when I was first married, and you'd often hear it. And it got to a point, though, you would hear it. But sometimes the boys got in trouble for doing it because it would rattle the windows on the house.
Yeah, it'll sometimes it'll do more than rattle. It'll actually shatter windows.
Yeah, because they weren't supposed to do it. They can do it, but they weren't supposed to do it. So every now and then they'd get into trouble. That's what I was told anyway. Because and you'd hit the windows.
Oh yeah, I was at Edwards Air Force Base where they do a lot of aircraft testing, doing crazy stuff out there, and I was actually in front of where their shopping complexes on the base. There's a barber shop and the base exchange, which is sort of like a convenience store kind of a thing, and a bunch of others, but they all have glass windows. It's like a strip mall kind of a design. Right as it happened, and I could see all the glass on all the storefronts. Boom. It's like, whoa.
It's funny. I do love the sound of the Chinook.
Chinook. Yeah.
Chinooks, the Chinook helicopters, because you see them coming like boom, 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 and it's just so loud. There's something, I wouldn't want to see one in wartime, but it's interesting
Well,
seeing them when you just,
I'd say I have ridden on one, and they're not quieter on the inside.
I've been in a Hercules aircraft, and that's the same thing. You wear
Seems right.
these,
Yep.
you wear these and sit on the netting. That was pretty cool. I flew from Adelaide to Melbourne on one of those when family were allowed to travel with the Air Force planes. So myself and my firstborn son in there, and he had little earmuffs on as well. It was pretty cool. It was, but very loud. You couldn't sit in it without these. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
hugely loud, but massive, big things. I saw the Galaxy, the American Galaxy.
C5, yeah.
Yeah, they're holy
Yeah,
cow.
that's the
They're
one where the front flips up and you can actually drive all the way
yeah.
straight through it.
I
Yeah.
mean, they're massive. And to see it in person, which I guess you probably have.
Oh,
Holy
yes, anytime.
cow! Holy cow! But anyway.
Seeing them come in for a landing, it's just something that big, just kind of hanging in the air as it's kind of coming in. It's like, that's not natural, something that big flying.
Oh, Lana says that she lives in the
Oh,
haunted, now defunct.
I
Oh,
was stationed at Plattsburgh Air Force Base for 8.5 years.
there
I
you
know
go.
exactly where that is.
Could be haunted by the ghost of Enzo. The ghost of
Yes,
Enzo passed.
my past self
Oh,
getting
yeah.
drunk at the Airmen's Club and stumbling back to the dorms.
Uh, whenever I see Kibbo, whenever I see Clarksville, all I go to straight away is the Monkees. You know that song, Take the
Yeah, the
Last
last
Train to
train. Yeah.
Clarksville and I'll meet you at the station. Sorry. I think I'm still in love with Mickey Dolenz. I wonder if he'd ever talk to me. He's the last monkey.
Mickey was. Wait a minute, you weren't a Davy guy. Everyone
Oh
was
no, I
always a
did love
Davy.
Davy too, but I moved on from Davy to Mickey. So it's Mickey I love now. I should write him a letter before he dies
Uh,
on me.
Lana is correct. The old base side of Plattsburgh Air Force Base has some like pre-colonial age buildings, which
Wow.
I have heard some stories because there were some people in there that there's the famous one is a someone hung themselves there back in like the 1800s for whatever. I don't remember the whole talk. And I have known people like walking through there at night and they see something hanging from the ceiling around where that occurred. And when they try and get closer, point a flashlight at it, it's gone. But it's yeah, it's right next to the gym. But there's a bunch of those buildings right there, all along that circle. They're on the old base that are pretty old and have some tales.
Well, that's the thing. England, America, look, even parts of Australia. Australia's not as old as America, and definitely not as old as England, because
Oh
that's
no,
where we come from. But that's the thing. I still believe that maybe more so than the spirit of a deceased person, more like the land and the buildings sort of soak up energy or something, because you can walk in, and I've walked into some buildings, and you just, the minute you walk in, it's there's an energy, and I don't mean spooky, just that it holds, very much akin to if you walk into someone's just regular house and they've just had an argument, and there's something in
you
the
can
air.
you can feel that funk. Yeah,
Feel it.
there's
You could
yeah.
feel it. And there's no way they're giving away the fact that they've just had an argument, but you can kind of feel it. Or the same as when you walk into somewhere where someone's having a birthday party, and yeah, everyone's happy, but also you can feel it. So that's why I wonder if it's the same way with some of these buildings and places. It's so full of that history and those feelings of the time that somehow it grabs onto it. I don't know. That's just another theory. Let's have a look. Oh, have I missed anything?
We were talking a little bit on Sunny's show Friday about there's some people that have the theory that going to the silver figure. Yeah, I'm such a chicken. Yeah,
Ah,
there are
if
some
there's any,
stories. There's
oh,
there
what?
used there's an old graveyard over on the old base side too that I've heard a lot of security forces guys doing their rounds in the middle of the night see a lady in white from a distance. When of course when they go up near next to it, they don't see anything, but it's from a distance away. They describe a woman in white around the old graveyard. But what was I saying? Oh, we were discussing a little bit Friday night because one of our guests is a comedian that's he grew up in England and had an old house that was apparently haunted and had a couple of small tales about it. And we brought up that maybe one of the theories of why do these spirits hang around? And of course, an answer.
There you go, Lana.
But
Just
that the old stonework, because he said the old building that is like apartment or house was had flint stonework built into the walls. There was only so much, like they like couldn't like drill like new pipes or anything into the foundation because they were afraid of the sparks from the flint would catch the building on fire. But that there's something about the stonework, especially in older places, that there may be something there that kind of absorbs some of those strong feelings and things like that.
yeah, and
Just a
that's
theory.
what I. Yeah, but I kind of go with that, like because when I, like I say, that was the let's see, the one where I felt the most was the Octagon Hall in Kentucky. That was um, not at all a scary place. Just God, it's so hard to actually word it properly, but so you just walked in and you felt the history, like it was like the house was alive. Um, it was an awesome place to be because of the history, I guess. And then there was Waverly Hills Sanatorium, again another place that I walked into, and I don't mean ghost wise. I don't mean that. I just mean from a visual experience of knowing what that place was once and realizing how huge the place is. The history, again, you sort of feel it, but it wasn't an unpleasant place. I didn't find that place unpleasant, just like, wow. I actually didn't find anything scary about that place. But yeah, some of the places, and then of course when you're in Virginia City, the Washoe, Mackey Mansion, for me, again, nothing scary. Again, just once you know the history of the place, it's fascinating to know that all these people walked around in there,
Yeah.
and there I am, just there, like once upon a time, all these famous people walked through those same halls, and there's just little old me, Karen. So it's yeah, it's pretty awesome. Lana is asking you, is that the stone tape theory that you're talking about, Enzo?
Stone tape. I'm not familiar with stone. You might be thinking of Joe Rogan's stoned ape theory. That's something very different.
Yeah, I think it kind of is, Lana, that sort of thing, that the building
Right.
holds the
Yeah,
memories. It's like
there's something in the minerals that make up it's the crystalline structure basically in the quartz that's in a lot of rock. And someone else was talking about pretty much the same idea that that energy, especially strong emotional type energies, kind of get absorbed and held in those whatever that mineral makeup is. Yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
yeah, that's kind of, yeah, that's the stone tape theory, basically. Fantastic.
I didn't know
Fantastic.
that's what it was called, stone
Yeah,
tape,
that's what
but
it's called.
that
There you
makes
go.
sense.
Oh, I should get one of those things for the people in chat when they tell us something, do, 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 do. Like, hey,
Can
Cap
all be.
Cindy.
There you go.
That's correct.
That's That's
And
for Lana
Edwin,
with the stone
well,
tape.
welcome in, Edwin. Where are you, Edwin? Let's have a look. 10:30 a.m. Power over my house during its functional.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
not supposed to be doing that.
yes. No, they're not. They're very naughty, but it sounds awesome. So long as your
Yep.
windows don't break. It's kind of like, wow, yes, you go for it. If I was a pilot, I'd probably do it all the time too. Oh, we have a question, Enzo.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, there you go. Can you read that one, Enzo?
What temperature must it be to be able to see your breath and not be vaping or smoking or anything like that? It has to be close to freezing, but not necessarily. A lot more of that also depends on the humidity. If you
Mm.
have a very low relative humidity and the only humidity is the one that's coming out of your mouth, and it just happens to be just those little wisps of humidity coming out of your mouth are able to freeze just a little bit, to kind of condense a little bit when it gets kind of cold. Because I know what you're saying. It's not necessarily below freezing, but it's got to be close for that little bit of water vapor that comes out of your mouth while you're talking.
Oh, and here's something to enjoy your before you go to bed if it's nearly bedtime for anybody. My dad was stationed in Cyprus in the RAF. In a hangar, a guy was killed by getting sucked into an engine. After that, none of the guard dogs would patrol in there. Even new dogs couldn't be dragged in. No, that's actually that's Enzo can probably attest to this too. Unfortunately, I wouldn't say common, but very much known to happen because when and the other thing, Enzo, like getting sucked into the engine is has happened, and the other thing that's very common, my husband saw someone pass out because he literally the propellers on, I think it was an Orion aircraft, the propellers were going around.
Easy.
He had his thingos on, wasn't paying attention, and walked. Somehow he walked through and then realized, fuck, and passed out because he could have been chopped to bits.
How is
He literally walked next to where they were rotating. He didn't walk through them. He walked.
okay? It's like, wait a minute,
Yeah,
that's kind of
no,
fast. That's
no. He walked past them, but hadn't paid attention, and then realized what he'd done and how close he had come to being
yeah.
dead.
Prop engines are extremely dangerous because you don't think about it. Because if you're used to working around, because for regular jet style engines where you've just got that one inlet, like because I'm a KC-135 guy, and our engines have just at ground idle, just by starting the engine, just letting it run. That's not even like throttling up to taxi around, and certainly not for takeoff. There's a danger area that's about 35 feet in front of and off to the
And off to
sides
the
of
side.
the
Yep.
inlet itself. And they're much stronger because when I first came in, we had a smaller, older style, much louder engine. And it didn't have that kind of suck power that the newer engines that they run now have. And I was kind of skeptical. It's like, there's no way that 5 feet behind the thing. And we had an engine that was running for a defuel, and I was like walking up, and it was dark, so nobody's seeing. It was like I had a gloved hand on. I was like kind of reaching. I was like, really, really? It started pulling my glove off of my hand. I was like, oh, okay, this is a real thing. We should respect those danger areas.
Oh yeah, you've got it. There's so many horror stories, and
Oh
I
yeah.
even remember when my husband was stationed in Elizabeth, which is in Adelaide. He come home one day. One of the soldiers there had been working on the tire of the plane, and it exploded. He momentarily was deaf, but unfortunately lost his legs. Horrific. But he still had a job to come to. But when he recovered, but there's so many things that can go wrong around aeroplanes that people don't necessarily realise. So, but anyway, that's a bit of a Debbie Downer.
Yeah, let's not go down that.
Let's go down there. Kiba, good luck with that. And yes, look, I often see my breath if it's colder outside than it is within my body. Yeah, I'll see my breath.
It's like if you start getting like Kibbers in the US, you start getting into like that 40-degree range. If there's not a lot of air movement and stuff like that, you can certainly see your breath when it's low humidity and things like that. That's not a surprise to see something like that.
Yes, we'll leave some other disgusting stories, Maisie Rose. But I'll get you on here and you can tell it in your Scottish accent. But we'll try and keep it a bit lively today. Lively, but happy. Yeah, I've just got this. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, the monkey's loose. Edwin is new to the channel. Have you subscribed, Edwin? Edwin, I like that name. My brother's name is John, but because John is also Edwin, same thing over history. So if you were ever a John, you could have been an Edwin. Oh, you know what I mean, don't you, Edwin? But yeah, I like that name, Edwin. And not a disgusting story, just a creepy one. All right, then. I'll get you on next time, Maisie, and you can talk about it. Karen, what's hiding in your chat graphic? Bubbles? A ghost up the top? I don't know. Is that what you're talking about, Lana? I'm not sure. Enzo? There?
I'm not hiding, I'm ready.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think it's not like a Where's Waldo or Where's Wally. I don't think there's anything hiding in there. Just bubbles. Just bubbles. Oh no, that was ages ago. And everybody found it. I've got not in the chat graphic, in the underneath the window. You know, I can have members now and super chats and all that sort of stuff. It's new.
Yeah, it's a little dollar sign next to where you type in your chat.
There, and then underneath there's like a join thing. That's what I meant. It happened didn't happen on my birthday, but it happened the day after my birthday. So there you go. That was a birthday present to me.
Birthday present from YouTube.
Yeah, birthday present from YouTube. Once I got them to remove all of the copyright stuff that was stopping.
Yeah, you got to take care of that.
Yeah. Oh well, actually,
now that you're monetized, you can actually pull up just like all the super chats and new subscribers and stuff on on the YouTube chat side up at the top where it says live chat.
Yeah,
there's a drop down. You can actually go down and there should be a what does it say? Fan funding is what it's called, and it's just the super stickers, the super chats, and stuff like that.
I can't see it. I can see community moderation participants.
No. In the YouTube chat, because you did that pop-out chat window, right?
Yeah.
At the very, very top, there's a drop-down to change it from top chat to live chat. There's also a fan funding action where you can see just like the super chats and super stickers and all that stuff.
I just did it. Look at that.
I don't think StreamYard has like when you highlight any of those to bring it up on the bottom of the screen through StreamYard, I don't think you can see the super stickers, like the one with the little dog in there. If you were to pull that up at the bottom, it would just say super sticker. It doesn't have any graphical icon or anything like that.
Oh, look. Hello. Thank you for that. Awesome. I'll have to figure out a way to go, awesome. Thank you. Yeah. But I'm saying awesome and thank you. It's so exciting. I mean, it's weird. It's kind of weird because, I do it all the time for people. Like I'm in a chat and I'll go, hey, go get a coffee on me and all that sort of thing. But it's weird when it's reversed.
Yeah.
I feel like Sally. I feel like Sally Field at the Oscars. You like me. You really like me.
Yeah, like a
Good
little
old Sally
something
Field.
that comes up. I don't have
Oh,
anything.
wow. Thank you so much. Maybe that's what I could make, a meme of her saying, "Thank you, you really like me." Oh, that's a good idea. Except I'll
There
probably
you
don't
go.
get copyrighted. It'll be like a copyright.
I want Sally
Oh,
Field coming over and put you in a headlock. That would be ugly.
I used to love watching her in Gidget and the Flying
Gadget.
Nun. Yeah, Gidget and the Flying Nun. I used to
I
like those
never was
shows.
into those. Did enjoy her performance in Smokey and the Bandit, though.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm older than you, and I used to love, oh god, what was it called? Mm, all I've got is the "Wait till you see my Gidget, you want it for your Valentine." Oh, that's all I've got in my head now, which is blocking, Patty Duke, where she played twins. The Patty Duke Show.
Yeah,
I think it was
exists.
just called the Patty Duke Show.
Yep.
I think so, but she played her twin. I used to like that too. Steel Magnolias. Was she in Steel
Yep.
Magnolias?
Steel Magnolias.
Oh, there
Mrs.
you go.
Doubtfire, I think she was
Oh,
in there
yeah,
too.
she was
Yeah.
good. I liked Mrs. Doubtfire. She's actually really lucky, Sally Field. I haven't had a look to see what she looks like lately because, I mean, she'd have to be, I want to say 80. I could be wrong. She might be a bit younger, but only just. But she's always been like, you look at her and yeah, she is. You look at her and she's just seems to not age. But a lot of people are lucky like that. Like, and she
77.
is she 77. And the other thing I like is Lisa, yeah, Steel Magnolias was pretty sad, but there you go. Oh, Dawny has to go.
Thanks
Uh,
for stopping
and
by.
and thank you. Oh yes, Dawn. Before you go, Dawn. Yeah, Dawny does little posts where she'll put on and she talks about her eyeshadows and stuff like that. And Dawn's got the most beautiful eyes. I have seen other humans with beautiful eyes, but Dawn's um, mesmerizing. And I said to her, "How do you do that?" Because I used to do makeup. I mean, I wore makeup in my 20s, but I sort of stopped after my 30s. I started to feel like a clown. Um, I just couldn't do it anymore. Even Enzo will attest to this. A few weeks ago, I had some lipstick on, and I don't wear lipstick. And I said to Enzo, "I feel a bit, what's this look like?" And he said, "Yeah, oh, it looks a bit," and off
Right.
come the
Yeah.
lipstick. And I thought, yeah, I don't know. So Dawny said she'd give me a few tips. You're never too old to learn. All right, Dawny, off you go, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks, kiddo. Oh dear. Oh,
Good
what's
on you,
Edward
Edwin.
say? There you go. I retired from Robbins Air Force Base. 30 years, Edwin.
Sheet metal.
Oh,
You
that's
did a
what.
lot of
And
good
that's
work
what.
there, sheet metal.
Yeah, that's what my first husband did. He was a sheet metal worker, a master carpenter. Ooh, you could come to
Nice.
Australia and build. Yeah, if you want to come to Australia, I need a cat run built down the side of the
A
house.
master carpenter with sheet metal background. You could build just about
He
anything out
could
of
build
anything.
anything.
Yeah.
You could build me an awesome chicken house. You could build me a great cat run. Hell, you could even fix up my kitchen. Awesome. I'll keep you in mind, Edward. come to Australia. You can stay at Karen's for nothing, but you've got to build her a chicken house and a cat run. Oh dear. Oh, will you be 50 soon? God, jeez. Well, you don't look it, kiddo. Sunsaver, hello. Hi, Karen and Enzo. Just popping in to say hi and check if I can help in any way. No, just your sunny presence here is
You can
helping
help
us.
by clicking the like button and
Yeah, click
subscribing
the
if you're
like
enjoying the
button.
content.
That's right. That's right. Click that like button and subscribe. Oh, I think most people have subscribed. Where am I? Maisie Rose. Is it just me, or when you hear someone say super chat, do you hear Crow's super chat song? No, I don't hear super chat, Crow's super chat, because I don't think I've listened to Crow's super chat song. That's yeah. I should make up. I'll find something fun to do so that whenever anyone does that, I can just play it. I don't think Brandon is still here. He may have gone, but on Lewis's Nerd Report daily, the Nerd Report daily, when you give a super chat, there's there's two things that they play. One is sexy cowboys with their shirts off doing a dance, and the other is sexy girls doing a disco dance. And often they'll play both of them at the same time, just because they're not sure who likes what. But I prefer the sexy cowboys with their shirts off.
You
I
like
went
your cowboys?
Yeah, cowboys. Vehicle. I can't say vehicle, but a
Vehicle.
cowboy. If he's got a cowboy hat on and says the word vehicle, watch out.
I'm
So
gonna
long
have to
as he
wear a
doesn't.
cowboy hat when I come to Virginia City.
So long as they don't have faces like here in Australia, we've got this saying, they've got a face like a dropped pie. So yeah, so if there's somebody who's, and it's not to be horrible, but if it's somebody who's particularly not very attractive and you try to explain it, and you don't do this like, you go, oh yeah,
You'll do it in front of them, yeah.
yeah, but you'll say, you might turn to your friend and go, oh God, yeah, they've got a face like a dropped pie. Poor thing, as you feel. But I don't know if you have any
What a
similar.
hilarious saying. I've never heard that. That's
Well,
funny.
what does a dropped pie look like? Not too attractive. Unless you're starving. There you go. Something. Oh, Edwin. Edwin. You're only 10 years older than me, Edwin. You have absolutely no excuse. You should still be fit as a fiddle. Well, I hope you are.
Birthday is on New Year's Eve. Wow. Everybody turns out to celebrate your birthday.
Yeah, and firecrackers and everything. Well, it's good to know that if he lived here, he would help me out with a cat run and a chicken. Actually, you'll appreciate this, Edwin. When my husband was in the Air Force, and that was what he could do. Actually, Edwin might have to remind me, or Enzo might know. Is it titanium? There's a metal that is particularly expensive and precious.
Yeah,
I think
titanium's
it's
one of them.
titanium. Well, the Air Force, and I'm sure American Air Force is the same. Sometimes when you're learning to do what Edwin could do or my husband could do, you had to practice on these metals and do different things with them to learn how to use them. Let's just say that my dog had one of the most expensive dog kennels one could imagine. It was made out of that. It was air conditioned, like not air conditioned. It had insulation in it. It was he made a dog house out of all the scraps. And I think, do you know what? The dog never used it, wouldn't get in the bloody thing. So there you go. Oh, here, Maisie Rose. This is what the Scots say. They have a face like it was set on fire and put out with a shovel. Oh, geez, I think that even beats the face like a dropped pie. Yeah. Titanium, yeah. That's exactly. Thank you, titanium. What's this one line? It says, so homely they make a train take a dirt road. That's mean, isn't it? Oh, golly. Oh, the things we talk about. So there you go. So I don't know. Is there anything else anybody wants me to tell them about today? I'm trying to think of, earlier on, if you've come in later, I am on a road trip with my daughter who's asleep in the hotel. That's why I'm so dark, people. It's dark because it's starting to. You can see the light.
Yeah, sun's trying to peek through there.
Yeah, it's 6:30 a.m. here in Wangaratta, Victoria.
How long will you be traveling? Yeah. How long will you be on the road?
Well, let me see. So today's Monday for me, Monday morning. So I'm here in Wangaratta until Thursday lunchtime because number one, I have a dog that I rehomed years ago that I had from a puppy, and he lives here. So I'm going to go and visit Milo, my little doggy that I haven't seen for a few years now. I'm sure he'll still remember me. He's very well looked after and loved. So I'm going to pop in and see him. Going to pop in and see my favourite pet shop here in Wangaratta and chinwag with them for a little while. I'm just going to hit all the little places that people that I used to love and still love, but they're close by. I'm going up to Beechworth on Wednesday and investigating the Mayday Hills Lunatic Asylum. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also going to visit the Beechworth Jail, which is a very old jail. Ned Kelly, one of our famous bushrangers, or you'd call them, what do you call them? What do you call? Oh, you know, we call them bushrangers. You call them outlaws. Yeah, one of our very famous.
Okay.
Yeah, you call him an outlaw. We call him bushrangers. But yeah, so he was jailed there at a time before he was released, and then caught later on for trying to blow up a train. Yeah, so I'm going to go and see those places, and then Thursday head down towards Melbourne. And the main part of the trip is because my daughter wants to meet some of her friends that she's made. So I'm going to take her to hang out with those friends, and then see some more friends I haven't seen in years. But Holly being one of them, she's often here in the chats. You sometimes see my friend Holly say hello, so I'll pop in and see Holly. And yeah, so I don't know. That's Friday, Saturday. Saturday I'll be in Stawell. Sunday I'm going to Dalesford, near Dalesford, to stay with the night with Steve. My son Stephen, the one who passed away, had a girlfriend called Ellie. Ellie sometimes says hello in the chat, but often Ellie's got two little children, not to my son, but she's married now. But she's kind of like a daughter to me. Well, she's like a daughter from another mother. So I'm going to call in and visit her and stay over, and then start heading back towards Queensland. Probably another stopover in Canberra with my grandbaby and son. But I'm going to try and go to places that I haven't been for a while. Junee being one of those places where there is a mansion there that its name escapes me at the moment, but I've been there before with my son Steve, and so I'm going there again. Hey Kaz, and thank you for the belated birthday wish. I'm old now. I'm old, Edwin. I'm catching up to you. I'm 61. 61. I think, Edwin, there gets to a day, and I'm sure everybody else, I think there just gets to a time in your life where you stop having birthdays. I think I'll stop having.
You stop celebrating birthdays.
Yeah,
you
stop celebrating.
When you stop having them, that's not good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you just don't draw attention to it. Your body can draw attention to it.
I only celebrate like every 5 years. It's on the 50, 55, all that.
So. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you. So yeah. But that's kind of what I've been doing. So I don't know.
So you've got another week plus on the road then.
Yeah, and that's the tiring part, the driving. But I couldn't have done it any other way. To have flown or anything like that would have been massively expensive, and I just can't afford that. And I would have needed a hire car. So I thought, look, it's cheaper just to get petrol and drive. Yeah. And I'm staying, except for tonight and tomorrow night, I'm staying with friends. So I just wanted a break. I didn't want to annoy my friends for too long. So I thought I'll just, and shout the little one to a hotel stay, because she doesn't get around that much that she does stuff like this. So, we'll have fun. I'm taking Gabriella to get her hair done today too. So there you go. Some fun stuff. But girly stuff. But there you go. So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, probably about mid next week I'll start so I should be home by Friday of next week, or I would say.
So
Depends, yeah.
probably not going to have a Friday show again this week.
Let me think. Where will I be? Friday night. I could try. I could try and do one from my friend Holly's
So
house.
maybe then. Okay.
Maybe we'll see how we go. See what we do. I can try. If not, I'll do something like this again. You know, and see how we go. I'm not sure how many people from the UK are in the chat. Anyone from the UK, if you can put like give me a thumbs up or something, then I'll know, because being this early in Australia, it's evening in the UK, and then of course it's lunchtime. Lunchtime in America, roughly. It's after lunch now, isn't it, Enzo? Or
yeah, it's 1:30 p.m. where I am, the Central Time Zone. About 7:30 p.m. in the UK.
Yeah, about that, I'd say. So far, Rosie's the only one who's put a thumbs up. But Sunday chat's nice, you reckon? Yeah, well, I might try doing this again, because see, I'm up early anyway. I'm usually awake by 4:30, 5 o'clock anyway. So even if I do this,
I'm just going to bed.
Well, I hope you're not going to bed this early.
No, there you go. At 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 2:31. 2:31 in the Arvo, Sandy. You must be on the
East Coast.
Yeah. Like, so the only people technically that miss out on the chats at this hour are Australians or New Zealanders. But I'll work it out. Once I'm home, it's fine. Everything will be back to normal. But I might even just try to do it a bit differently so that I can kind of try and get everybody in. Right, so Washington State, Cap Cindy. Now, Washington State, that is where Mount Helena, the mountain that blew up. Is that where that is?
Remember Mount St. Helens.
That's right. I knew it was a Helen something. That's where that is, isn't it? That was horrific.
Yes. Yeah, the whole side of the mountain blew apart.
Jeez. And I still remember some of the stories from that. The poor fella, the photographer that passed away, and oh God. And even the footage, I remember seeing it on the news and being, it was like a bomb went off. Well, technically it did.
Kind of did.
Yeah. I hope that never happens again. Yeah, because it's always interesting from an Australian point of view that you've got Washington State and then you've got Washington. So you've got Washington, D.C., and then it's very confusing.
They're on opposite sides of the country from each other.
Yeah, because there's Washington, Seattle, isn't there? Is that right?
Seattle, Washington.
Yeah. Oh, here's another question for Enzo.
Oh.
Why is the top of the fridge always dirty? I'm cleaning. I think that's more a question for me, really. Enzo probably hasn't thought to clean the top of his fridge. It's because you usually only get to.
I only look on the inside.
You only get to the top of the fridge every so often because you've got to get on a stool or a chair to do it. So it's just one of those places that gets missed. There you go.
It's that large horizontal surface that everything just sits on, and you don't look up there very often. So when you do, it's like
hello, Foxfire. Hi, sweetheart. Hope you're feeling all right today. Look at this, Foxfire. Look at this. I can play with things now. Watch this. Look. Can you see that, Foxfire? Look at that. I'm so clever. Oh, hang on. Let's celebrate their third super on a live stream. What's that mean, Enzo? I'll click it. I don't know how to do it. But anyway.
I don't know what you're doing. I'm not seeing whatever it is you do.
No, I'm sorry. Enzo can't say. I'll go back to live chat now. Wow. All right, there you go. Out of sight. Enzo.
What was my involvement? I by trade, I was in the Air Force for 24 years. By trade, I was a KC-135 crew chief in the late 90s, pre Y2K. It was discovered in my group that I was kind of the only person that knew anything about computers. And I got kind of drafted into the Y2K preparation stuff, and it turned out I knew more about computers than some of the people in the comm squadron, which they were very angry at me and pissed off about because I was showing them up on certain things. But anyways, and then it was one of those, got recognized for that. Then I went and worked in the mock for a while, or the job control, or whatever you want to call it, maintenance operations center. Ended up my career working in the wing safety office. Still, the whole time I was a maintenance guy, aircraft maintenance.
Well, there you go. That's important. I know. Look, thank you, Blue Sky. Look, she gave me a horsey. It looks like I think it's a unicorn.
It is. It
is
is a unicorn with a rainbow tail.
It is. Thank you, Lisa. I know, it's so fun. It's like a novelty. It is a novelty for me.
Here, we'll give you we don't have any other sounders, so we'll just do it.
There you go. I should put Enzo in charge of sounds. Enzo, give him a sound. It's all right. I'm going to work on a something to do. I don't know how to do it though. I don't know, but I'll work it out. I should get one of those soundboard things like you've got, Enzo. Yeah, yep. That's what I could do.
Just make sure you push the right button, because sometimes you push the wrong button and it may be very inappropriate.
Oh, well, I won't put anything inappropriate.
Thank you for your support, Edwin, as you did your own service that you did for all of us. Thank you for your support.
Yep. And here's a salute from me to both of you. I love servicemen. I love any man in a uniform, really. I'm just being silly. Barbie, Naomi. I better say it properly. I'm just seeing Kibba. Oh, you missed out on a horn. Oh, look.
You missed the horn? I have a different horn for you. Here you go.
I'm glad I've got my earphones on and I thought
that was Rodney Dangerfield in the movie Caddyshack. He had this ridiculous Cadillac that had that ridiculous horn on it. It's like, that's just funny.
What she said, get Crow. No, Crow will do moist sounds and farts and no. Oh dear. Oh, there. Lana missed out too. All right, hang on. I don't know. Hey guys, I don't know. Wait on. I'll go back. So where are we? So if I do that, Enzo, and they're all there in the chat part, can you see I just changed it to the fan funding thing?
Uh-huh.
Can you see it?
No, only you can see that.
Oh, well, that's useless because I can't highlight them all to say thank you.
Well, you'd have to go back to the comments for StreamYard and find them in there. These are different. These are two different things, because if you have the YouTube chat, then to highlight things to see below, you have to go through the comments on the StreamYard side. That's how you brought up like Lana's thing.
I'll work it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the time being, we'll have Enzo tooting his horn for us. Oh, Julie, are you off? Okay, sweetheart, keep me posted on your puppy and let me know. And if everyone can have some little kind thoughts in their heart for Julie's puppy, because I'm thinking about it a lot, actually, because we've all had puppies that we've got to say goodbye to at some. Yeah, we're all thinking about you. Doesn't make it better, but we've all been there. So you have a good day, though, Julie, all right? And I'll catch up with you again through the week. So we'll do all that. I like those little hearts that Cap Cindy puts up. I like those. They're cute. Uh, so, guys, I don't know. I don't know if I've got anything else to tell you all. What's that say? My legs go funny when the M word was said. Are you talking about how Crow says moist all the time? Oh,
Moist.
moist. Lisa, 18-year-old. Yeah, I had a
18.
I had a cat that lived till she was 24.
Wow.
Pebbles was her name. I got her when I was just my dad got her when I was just, I think, 2, and I was 26 when I saw her the last time, and she was so little and frail and brown. Because she stayed after I got married. She stayed living because she was old. She stayed living with my grandma because that's where I used to live with my grandparents. And I missed her, but I didn't want to move her because she was old, you know. So when I would go home to visit my nana, I'd see her. And then I still remember the last day I saw her on the front steps of my grandma's house, and I gave her a kiss and a cuddle. And yeah, so there you go. Oh, look, I've got some hearts too. Thank you, Sunsaver. Uh, do you know what, Edwin? I found that my pussycat, I think my pussycat lived for a long time because she used to eat lots of vegetables and human food, not cat food.
Really?
I always wonder if that's a thing.
What
I have
was
heard,
vegetables would she eat?
peas, potato, carrots, uh, whatever. Well, it was back in the day of 3 veg and meat, like very Australian diet. So yeah, just like, and chicken, like meat, like she'd have, but cooked like human cooked food. So
Huh.
yeah, she lived a long time. And I heard somebody else say that about their dog, a dog that lived for a very, very long time and only ever ate human food. Actually, there was a story on it.
Hmm.
That's where I saw it. I think the dog lived to something ridiculous like 23, 24.
Wow.
Um, yeah, so I am curious to know whether or not there is some strange thing about
Hmm.
dog food. I do know a lot of dog foods are
Oh
dreadful for
yeah.
the animal. Yeah. So, yeah, and I tend to do that. My dog, I mainly get fresh like mincemeat or ground beef, ground beef, and I'll mix in some vegetables or whatever for my dogs. Every now and then, if I'm in a hurry or whatever, I'll just give them some kibble, but that dries them out so much. But I'm told by the vet they've got to have something crunchy for their teeth, so I give them bones. And then I'm told, oh, you can't give them bones because they might crack off a piece of bone and swallow it, and then they'll have to have an operation. Oh, and I think, well, for eons, dogs in the wild have eaten bones, and I think I'll stick to bones for their teeth. Except knowing my luck, something will happen and I'll have to get an operation for my dog to remove a bone. Yeah, they're just raw bones,
Yeah.
Barty. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you never give a dog a cooked bone. No, I know that. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, here we go. Sunsaver says we had a cat from the 1970s who lived 24 years before he got accidentally run over by mum. Oh, God. But you see, there's another one. Yeah, my cat was 24 years old the last time I saw her alive. So I don't know how long after that, but it wasn't long because my grandmother said Pebbles is missing. I named her Pebbles after Pebbles and Bam Bam out of the Flintstones. I never had a Bam Bam, but I had a Pebbles. Uh, but yeah, there you go. Um, yeah, it's all right. Why is it that animals mean so much more to us sometimes than humans? I think just because an animal just loves us without any
Yeah.
condition,
It's unconditional love from
and
your
it's
pet.
and it's real love, like you don't doubt it. It's not like a dog can pretend to like you. Or, they can't, they don't know how to do that. So if they love you and snuggle with you and stuff, it's because, they love you. Dogs and cats benefit from fruit and vegetables. You just have to make sure you don't feed them the ones that are toxic. Yeah, like grapes, onions. There's quite a few toxic vegetables, but you're pretty safe with peas, carrots, and potato, I think.
You give your birds any fruit or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, my birds have, I chop up. Oh, well, my birds like a grape or a blueberry. They love blueberries, fresh nuts, walnuts,
I was a
carrots.
kid. My mom always had canaries, and sometimes we would just and whenever we were eating an apple, we'd just slice off a little bit and kind of wedge it between the bars. They loved it. They eat on that apple.
Yeah, they love it, and it's very, very good for them. So, yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Lynn. Hello, Lynn. Yeah, no, very. Oh, you've got a Chihuahua too, Naomi. Yeah, I've got a Chihuahua. That's the one you always hear barking in the background. And if you have a look at some of my lives, he's often sometimes. Now I've taken to putting him on the desk in front of me, because if I don't, the little bugger, he knows now too. But that's his punishment, because sometimes he's got to sit on that desk in front of me and be patted for, I think I was on for nearly 4 hours the other day, Enzo. Oh, God. I can't do those 4 hours anymore. It's way too long. But I don't know. We find something to talk about every time.
Yep. We can always find something to talk about.
Yeah, we're always talking. And although I'll say, I'll go, I think I'll go now, I'll head off now. And then I look and think, oh, my goodness, look, so-and-so's just, like now, Mike O's just come in.
That's it.
Hey. Oh, dear. There you go. Mike's saying hello to you as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Michael. Oh, they are. So even Soulseeker's got, Chihuahua mixed with a Boston Terrier. Oh, what's a Boston Terrier look like, I wonder? Sounds cute. Any terrier, they bark a lot and dig. I think they like to dig too.
One of my sisters had a poodle that loved carrots, would like hold it in his front paws, just mow away on it. Loved them.
Oh, that's kind of weird. I did try to give my dog some banana the other day, because I was eating a banana and she was sitting in front of me, and she, like, the dribble just pours out as if you've turned on a little tap. And I'm sitting there. I said, it's a banana, Muffin. And so I broke off just the end of the banana. I hope they're not toxic for a dog. I didn't think to check that. But anyway, she didn't eat it, because then she took it and she ate. She had it, rolled it around in her mouth, and then spat it out on the floor. I'm like, oh. So, yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of dogs that are so ugly, they're cute. Some humans too.
Especially those ones with a face like a dropped pie.
Yeah. Or what was that one that Maisie said? The face was caught on fire and then put out with a shovel. That's terrible. Edwin says that we had a stray cat that we adopted in the wood shop on the base. Had no mouse problems. Nah, always a good idea.
Yep.
Hey, Foxfire. I did say hello to you earlier, Foxfire. You weren't paying attention to me, young lady. I'm going to have to smack you.
Jeez.
Watch out. It's all right. Sometimes the chats get a bit crazy, and people. It's like I always say. It's like the Waltons at the end. Good night, John boy.
Good night, everybody. Yeah.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Daddy. Good night, John boy. I did used to like watching the Waltons. Blue sky. Time for a spanking spoon. Yes, watch out. I used to get spanked. My nana used to have a spanking spoon. But she never used it. Yeah, it was just a wooden spoon. And it'd be on the bench, and if you were naughty, she'd say, "Do I need to get it?" You'd say, No one ever got hit with the spanking spoon from my nana.
When I was a kid, we'd have to go pick a switch off the tree, and you thought you'd be slick and just bring back a little twig. You'd get beating the crap out of it, and then my mom would go out and like rip half the limb of the tree off and beat you some more with that. So
I used to get, I did used to get smacked, but usually just my dad's great big hand on the back of my legs. Oh, I can still remember. And then sometimes he'd threaten you with the strap and make that horrible noise where you fold over a leather strap and you go in and then go bang
snap
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, the tortures of being a child. Mind you, kept me in line. I was a good kid anyway. I was a bit of a suck. I was the kind of kid who took the teacher an apple and, did all my homework. Yeah, I was a dag. Wore glasses, like the cat glasses, that sort of shape glasses. Yeah. Oh, your dad threatened you with the strap as well, Cindy. Yeah. Oh, it was a good thing. And at school, I don't know if you ever had smacks at school, Enzo, growing up, if they were allowed to
Get a
smack
paddling.
you.
Yep.
Oh yeah, misbehave and you get the ruler across the knuckles or sent to the. I had to stand in the corner once with a dunce cap on.
I don't remember
Yeah,
the dunce cap.
yeah, we actually had them in our school. I wore that because so many things at school. One day I actually bled from the head because a teacher picked me up by the ponytail and threw me. Oh yeah. And all it was for that, the ponytail incident, was we were counting. So everyone had to sit on the floor in front of the blackboard. And the teacher said, starting here, we're going to go around in a circle and count and keep counting. And it got up to over 100 and it got to me. And I want to say it was about 112. And I just didn't know what, I was only tiny, like I was tiny. I would have been grade 1, which is I don't know what's after your prep, but the grade after prep. And I just didn't know the number. And you're not listening. And she picked me up and did that. And I screamed and got up and ran all the way home. She did get the sack.
Oh, okay.
She did get fired for that because my head bled. She was rotten.
Yeah, that's ugly.
She was only a young teacher too. But yeah, and another time was just for not drinking my milk. Didn't finish all of my milk, so I got wrapped across the knuckles for that. And yeah, but yeah, nothing. And a lot of kids used to get in trouble for nothing terribly bad. But the ones that were naughty got sent to the principal's office, and I believe he had a switch cane. I'm kind of glad they don't do that anymore. But growing up, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the normal thing. Oh, Edwin, where is Edwin going? I'm too busy talking
and
not.
off.
Oh, well,
it's been
all
a
right.
pleasure visiting with you, Karen and Enzo, in the chat. Thanks for letting me participate. I've got to go. Peace
All
and
right.
blessings to you all.
And I hope to see you again, Edwin. So you come back now. Have a good day. Enzo, sorry, I haven't said hi, dude. There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
I was just typing it in the chat when you pulled that in.
There you go. Catholic school, ruler to the knuckles. Yeah, that's what I got and called the Board of Education. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The tortures of being a child at school in the 60s, 70s, and I think it's got phased out in the 80s here that you weren't allowed to do it. But then, mind you, once it sort of stopped in the school, then kids went mental. Like some kids were
just give more Adderall, they'll be fine.
Enzo. Oh dear me. Well, guys, I probably
that
should.
That is about the time that all started too. It's when they stopped with the capital punishment, and then they're like, "Oh, we got to start drugging the kids."
Yeah, and it was I don't know. I used to get uh, we represent Generation X and the Boomers. Such love in here. Oh, I know. I know. I must admit, there was an air of authority to school. Like you might not have liked your teacher, but you were taught to be respectful. Like, and I don't, that's really absolutely not around anymore, which is unfortunate. But it's like that in a lot of jobs, a lot of people. There's no respect for policemen. There's no respect for people that serve in the military, like not like it used to be. I do. My hand on my heart to anyone who serves in the military or the police force. So it's that's right. I think I did too. I did. I'm pretty clever sometimes.
You're always clever. Come on.
Ah, jeez. What's the Naomi say? There's no respect. This is where I feel like I need Rodney Dangerfield. There's no respect, but I brought my kids up with respect, saying please and thank you, and to listen. Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, I miss Rodney Dangerfield. I might even watch a Rodney Dangerfield stand up later. I used to like the ones he'd do on Johnny Carson. Johnny
Oh
Carson.
yeah.
Yeah. No respect. I've got no respect. And then he'd go on about his wife
No
or his.
respect, I tell you. Pulling on his
That's it.
cane. Yeah.
Yeah. What's a movie he's in where he's on a bicycle? He gets on a bicycle I think it's him, and it takes off into a Christmas tree. I want to say. I could be thinking of different, but he gets on he's got being told to do exercises for his health or something, and he gets on a bicycle. I'm pretty sure it's him. It's not John Candy.
Oh, was
It's
one of those older ones like Easy Money or something like that, or
I think it is Easy Money.
yeah.
I think it's Easy Money, and he's told, yeah, you got to look after yourself and get fit, and he gets on a bicycle and it's not properly done. I can't remember.
Just
Something
takes
happens.
off. That sounds familiar now that you met. Yeah, I kind of do remember that.
Oh gosh. Oh, hang on. Where did that go? I saw that, Naomi. Hang on.
Oh,
Isaac Butterfield. I kind of like Isaac and his wife. If that's, I'm assuming that's definitely who you're talking about. I'm subscribed to his channel. I haven't watched anything of his of late. I know sometimes he can ruffle feathers when he's talking about vegans and all that sort of thing. I don't know. He's okay. Him and his wife are okay, I reckon. They just kind of say sometimes things that we all want to say out loud, but we don't. I don't know. Why? What do you think, Naomi? What do you reckon about Isaac? I think he's all right. I don't know, but I haven't watched him lately. He did do some good ghost hunting videos with ghost hunting grannies, as he calls them. They were pretty interesting. He went to a few places around Australia. He got in. I can't get into some of those places. They don't let you do it. They don't even answer your emails. So I think if you've got money, you get in. One day, maybe I'll win the lotto and I can buy a haunted place and find that it's not really haunted. And I just wasted a whole heap of money. But I would love to buy an old building regardless, just because it's old.
yeah.
Like an old historical building. I'd love that. Let's see. Claire's his wife. Yes. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat here. Hang on. What's your thoughts? Foul? Foul language. Look, sometimes F-bomb comes out of me on here when I'm getting passionate about something. I think that's the only time I generally do it, isn't it, Enzo? But yeah. Like I was watching someone else's live the other day. No names, no pack drill. But I kind of thought, oh, that mother word, and I thought, oh, that sounds so. There's limits to my like. I've seen a lot of like Sunny on the Chop Shop thing. I don't think I've ever seen none of you swear like bad or anything. Not that maybe the F bomb. every now and
Yeah,
then. That's about
that'll
it.
slip out every once in a while, but we try and keep it.
Yeah.
Honestly, normal conversation. It depends on where you're from. Like
Mm.
when I was stationed up in Plattsburgh, which is way upstate New York State, we certainly got a lot of guys stationed there that were from the city, which would by that they would always mean New York City. And some of those characters, they would drop that F bomb every other word out of their mouth. It's like, dude, there's other words in the English language besides that. That's not one of the better ones. You could, it was just, that's just how they talked. They spoke in this weird way where they had to throw that F bomb out there every time. But to have
Yeah.
a good conversation, especially like on Sunny's show, if we have a guest on, especially, you want to be nice to the guest and you want to be respectful and all that. Dropping F bombs and stuff, I don't think is necessarily the best way to do it.
No, I don't think so. Lana, I'm not quite sure if you're talking about the same chat I was listening to, but I tuned out of it actually just because it just got a little bit too much. I thought, oh, I don't know, you don't need to talk like that.
Earlier to Maisie Rose, I also like Jonathan Winters over the
Oh, I
holiday break.
do.
Over
Yeah.
the holidays, I watched in its entirety. I saw it was on one of the free movie type channel things you can get nowadays. It was in its entirety, so it was like a 5-hour thing. It's a mad, 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 mad world.
Oh.
I haven't seen that in so long, and I laughed and laughed and laughed. Which Jonathan Winters, of course, is in that kind of as the heavy mechanic guy, and he was gonna beat the crap out of Phil Silvers while they were looking for that money under the big W at the end of the movie.
I did like watching him with Robin Williams in Mork and Mindy. I just found the storyline. I didn't like the storyline. I really wanted Mork and Mindy to just have a baby, not a great Jonathan Winters baby. But it was cool. But I just think, I don't know. Maybe I'm just an old fuddy duddy. But I will sometimes, I swear, I get really angry and it's like, but it's not part of my everyday language. Like it is with some. And I just think when you're, again, fuddy-duddy, but when you're on live doing something like this, you should be mindful and respectful and maybe, you don't know who's watching. You don't know who's tuning in.
That's why I have a button specifically for that, so that I'm not saying it, but when I push the button, it does. So.
Yeah. So that's, but, I'm not saying I'm completely innocent. I have dropped that F bomb, but generally when I'm getting cranky about something, usually. All right. And look, I really should probably head off as well. Sandy's going to go and have a shower now that she's finished all of her housework. So
nice.
There you go.
It's got to be about time for some breakfast there for you, right?
7:00. I did ask him to bring it to me at about 7:30. So I'm having scrambled eggs and bacon this morning.
Ooh,
room service. Fancy schmancy. But yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you again to everybody who's still watching, who gave me a super chat and a sticker, and that was so awesome. It was so exciting to see that happen. You feel guilt. It's funny, and so you feel guilt on one hand because someone's giving you money and you kind of think, what for? But trust me, it's actually going to go towards the research stuff that I do, the cost of the and I've got a few of them now, the cost of the subscriptions.
All the toys are not cheap, and you even have to pay for StreamYard to have that work correctly.
Well, I pay for StreamYard. I got a report for, Joe doesn't know, he's not watching anyway, so it doesn't matter, but Joe's doing some research on the Munro House, and he was trying to find some other information. So I went in and paid for a subscription that I could get information on the house itself and people who live there and how to. I don't even know how that's allowed, but it must come through the rental thing somehow, like a rental database. So and you had to pay for it. So I've paid for that subscription now. So if ever I need to find information on a locality again, hopefully I can find it. But things like that, you just have to keep. Nothing's free. Like some things are free, but then you can only go so far with the free stuff to find things out. So you really need to pay to go deeper. So that's where, when people do the memberships and stuff, that's where that money will be going. So again, thank you so much. Actually, this is where I could use that thing, isn't it? I can go right through it. So, Bay Area Ghost, Daniel, thank you. Julia, who has gone, but thank you, Julie. Lana, who's still here, I think, thank you. Soul Seeker Sandy, who has, I think, probably gone to have a shower. Fantastic Publishing, thank you. And Julie gave me something again, cheeky little bugger. Dawn, who's gone, Dawny, but Dawn helped me. And that's right. And Blue Skies, thank you. And Cap Cindy, thank you. And Daniel from Bay Area Ghost, fantastic Publishing. Julie R. I have 3 members.
Woo!
So there you go. Oh, that's a good way. I'm glad you told me how to do that, Enzo, because now I shouldn't, miss out. Yeah. Yes, Barbie, we will talk soon. And there you go. What's Sunsaver say? I'll drop some funds on you if I had any, maybe soon enough, expecting a slight windfall from a civil. Oh, crikey. Oh, nice. Well, you don't have to worry about throwing money at me or anything like that. I was just, Enzo knows you feel a bit uncomfortable, but it's kind of weird, but just that people know that I promise it's going to a good, not evil, no demons here. So I will sign out, guys. I will go because I've been on for over 2 hours, and my daughter's been really good. I think she's still asleep, so there you go. But
she'll wake up when that bacon shows up.
Well, she won't eat bacon, but she'll eat scrambled. Yeah, she'll eat the scrambled eggs. I'll eat the bacon. Naomi's just asking, do you have a channel about? No, this is it.
I do not. This is it. I just show up on everyone. I mooch off of my friends. Is kind of what it is. I just show up here and there, and people keep inviting me back, so I just go. It's like, why have my own shows when I can just talk about it on everybody else's show?
Where are you tonight, Enzo? Are you with anybody tonight?
Nope. Sunday is free.
Oh, there you go. All right. And he's on the Paranormal Chop Shop. What's your friend's name? The Sasquatch? The girl that does
Nikki,
the big thing.
Nikki from Sasquatch Secrets. Of course, you on Fridays. And I have some friends that I'm sometimes on Mondays. They're kind of retooling their show, so that name will change. I'm not even going to say what it is because I don't know. They don't know either. So.
Oh, yeah. I should mention my event.
You should probably plug that.
Oh, yeah, I should probably plug that. Hang on. Let me see. I'm having an event in... Oh, I can't do it on here. Hang on, because I'm on the one screen. How can I do it? I don't know. I'll work that out later. I'll play around. But anyway, July 12th to the 14th, 2024 in Virginia City. I'm having an event. Why can't I? Can you share it? Have you got the picture, Enzo?
I don't.
You haven't got the.
Hang on a second.
It's all right. It's okay. I just don't know how to do it when I'm so used to when I do this, being in front of my computer with the 3 screens, and I just share a screen. But anyway, I'm having an event, and it's not. It's not a ghost hunting event. You know how some people put on these things, you go along and then up until 3 a.m. or something, you're out investigating haunted locations. It's not that. It's oh, there we go. Thank you, Enzo. Yeah, it's that. So as you
This
can
is this
see,
is right off of your Facebook, so you can see that all there.
yeah, just go up a little bit to the people that are there, like make that big.
Okay.
Just the. So I'll you know.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome if you could come, Maiko. So I've got, as you can see there, I've got Dustin Parry, who used to be, oh, I think that's how you say his name, Parry, could be Perry, but Dustin, who used to be with Ghost Hunters International, uh, he is so sweet. I've spoken with him in a Zoom call, and he's such a beautiful little boy. And he's not a little boy; he's 46, but he's just gorgeous. And of course, I've got Janice Oberding, one of my beautiful friends, Janice, who is a historian, and she knows all about. I mean, if there's something she doesn't know, it'll be very unusual. But she's deep into researching things, and she writes books. So she's an author on haunted Nevada, Virginia City, tons and tons. And she's been on Ghost Adventures with Zach. She gave, I think, she, Gold Hill, not Gold Hill. There's some place where there's a hotel that's haunted. I think it's not Gold Hill. I can't remember. Anyway, she's been on a couple of Ghost Adventures episodes. Telling Zach about the history of places. She was on Sam and Colby for the Washoe Club. She used to be on, there's another show called Dead Famous back in, I want to say, the 90s, and she was on that a fair bit with them. But so she'll be giving talks anyway. And then there's Dave Schrader. Now, Dave was on a show called The Holzer Files, which I haven't watched, but I will. But I was told about Dave, and I actually didn't know who Dave was. So I looked him up, and yeah, he does a lot of, but he's into history as well. So is Dustin, because that's why I spoke to them both, because I said it's not really Goldfield. Thank you, Mike. It's not really about talking to people about ghosts and stuff, although they're bound to tell their stories, which is
Of
good.
course.
Absolutely. But they understand where I'm coming from, the importance of history being true. So when you go to a location that's supposedly haunted, not listen to the story even the property owner might give you. Not listen to that. Listen, take it in, but back it up with facts like research. Because to me, a real paranormal investigator, if you just walk into a property, listen to what you're being told by the person that's handing you the keys, and base your investigation on that, you're not doing your job. You're really half-assed, to use it, like you're not doing it. So they'll be talking about what they do and how they do it, and history being important. And then there'll be me. I'll give a couple of talks too. I'm going to talk on some of the famous people from the Opera House, and I'm looking at giving a talk. I'm still working on it, but I'm going to give a talk on a few of the other places, and Julia Bulette. And then I've got Taylor Hamby. She runs the Sutro Tunnel, and she also looks after the historical stuff with the Fourth Ward School. She's a journalist, and she's currently writing a book on Lucius Beebe, who was a famous person that lived in Virginia City in the 40s. So she'll be coming along to give a few talks about people there. And then I've got Mike and Mary Lynn there. Now, Mike, much like Enzo, and I'll get to Enzo because he's important. We'll leave him till last. We've got Mary Lynn and Mike coming along. They too will talk about the importance of history. But Mary Lynn is a psychic medium, apparently. Now, I've spoken to her. She's a lovely lady, but you probably, if you've listened to me talk long enough, you probably know that I'm a little bit of a skeptic when it comes to that sort of thing, but I'm not a not believer. I believe there are people out there who can do it. So she's going to come along, and I do believe she's going to be able to give some of the VIP ticket holders that might be interested a reading or whatever. But she'll probably talk about her work that she does with Mike at the moment. She has been helping with unsolved cases, apparently. So that was just an interesting topic. But as I say, it's mainly the history. And Enzo will be there, of course. And Enzo is going to be a beautiful young man. He's coming along a little bit earlier. He'll help me set up a little bit in the Opera House. And we're going to, he's going to help out, basically be there for comedy. Oh, that's what I'm going to put him in charge of.
I'm just there for comic relief, yes.
Comic relief, yeah. He's there to help out. And, of course, because anyone who comes along, you know who he is. So it's a way for you all to say hello to him personally and thank him for giving us some good old laughs. But don't worry, I've got plenty of things for Enzo to do while he's there. So
put me to work.
I'm going to put him to work. But, yeah, so that's what's happening in July. And I've already sold some tickets, which is fabulous. The one thing I did do, Enzo, and I did this after thinking, I put down quite a high number of general admission tickets, because there were general admission tickets, there still are, and I put them there for the local people, mainly, so that the locals could come along in the morning on the Saturday and basically sit in and listen to what we were saying about the town and about its history, so that they could gauge, see what we were doing in that respect. But I thought the amount of tickets I had was probably too much, only because the Opera House is big. You could certainly fit as many people in. But I thought if that many people come, plus the VIP ticket holders, it's going to be, I think, too many. It won't.
Just too big of a crowd? You won't have enough seats, or?
Well, I would have enough seats, but I kind of wonder if I don't know. But I changed it down. I did have 100 general admission tickets available, and I changed it. I put it down to the same as the VIP tickets, so 60. I just thought that's a nice crowd to talk to. I just thought, I don't know. What do you think? Did I do the wrong thing? I mean,
that sounds right. I mean, I think you would be able to adjust on the fly. Were there that many locals that were interested? 100 people to come in and watch the show?
That's what I mean. I don't think so. And look, if it happens that for whatever reason those particular tickets do sell, I can always add in more into the mix. But yeah, I just wanted the locals to know that they could come along and listen if they wanted to, just to see what we were saying about their town. But we'll see. I'll play it by ear, because I can add more in if I want to. I certainly won't add in more VIP tickets, because I think 60 is a good amount, and for all of the things that I've got organised for everybody to do. Oh, and I didn't talk about that, actually. I forgot. We've got all the people coming along to talk, but we're doing dinner on the Friday and the Saturday night at the Opera House. I'm going to have it catered, so we'll have our dinner there. The bar will be opening on both of those nights. It'll be probably open anyway, but they're going to be open for us to go in and out of and use the Piper's Opera House bar.
That's where you'll see me.
That's where you'll see Enzo.
I'll be the guy with the whiskey in my hand.
And, of course, you'll get a tour of the Opera House, obviously, because you're there. And one of the ladies that works there is going to give us her history on the Opera House as well, which is nice. Then I'll probably give myself a couple of little talks on the Friday night with the dinner. And then Saturday morning is going to be the talks from the main guests about, the history and whatnot of the place up until lunchtime. And that's when the general admission tickets can be used, from the morning up until lunchtime presentations. After that, it's back to just VIPs only, and we'll be having a tour of the 4th Ward School. I'm still waiting back to hear from Mackie Mansion, but that as well. So because there'll be 60 people, there'll be little groups. So one group will go off to the 4th Ward, one will go off to the Mackie, and then we'll do a swap, that sort of thing. There'll be dinner again that night, the Saturday night, and then a panel with all the guests, and everybody can talk to them and ask questions. Basically, the VIPs get to mingle the whole weekend with the guests, Dustin and Dave and Janice and Enzo and whatever, everybody. And then Sunday, I've organised for coffee at the roasting house for like a goodbye coffee, and then a big train ride on the steam engine. And this was cute. I think I told Enzo, Dustin contacted me and said, Karen, do you think I could, is it all right if I stay? He was going to fly out on the Sunday morning. And he said, but do you think it's okay if I stay to come on the train ride? And I went, of course it is. I'm expecting everybody to come on the train ride. So Dustin Parry likes steam trains. So there you go. So it should be fun. All right. But Sunsaver, where are you going? Are you going to troll around the web? Yes, do that. Actually, have fun doing that. And I've stopped talking about my event now. I wasn't reading the chat, but Blue Sky. Yes, Dustin Parry. He is lovely. He's really sweet. He is what you see. I think he's what you get. What else? I think we've got it all. Houston, we have a Coca-Cola. Still waiting for what? Oh, what? Has Elon Musk brought Coca-Cola? Have I missed something? Oh, dear. Thank you, Enzo, for putting the link up to the thingo. Yes, all right. So I think I'm up. I think I've bored everybody with my event enough. Yep. Yeah, steam trains are fun. That's why I thought it was important to put one in. And I've spoken to the guy who runs the place, and he said, yep, not a worry. So he's expecting at least 60 people on his steam train that day. There could be more, because I keep saying everything for 60, but that's the VIP ticket holders. I keep forgetting about Enzo, me. So I'll have to change that a bit, but yeah, so it should be fun. All right, people. A lot of people have already stepped out, and I'm going to step out. My breakfast should be here in 10 minutes. And thank you all so much for being here today. It's been a joy, and I will see you all again at some stage this week coming. Oh, and I am working on my episode with Beardo, my 5 haunting questions, and I intend to have that out this week sometimes as well. Love you too, Maisie, and I'll see you, Mike, and I'll see you, everybody. Just thanks, everybody, and have a beautiful rest of your Sunday, or a lovely sleep if you're going to bed. Mwah. See you later, everybody. Bye.